Preecy, a 3-0 defeat this afternoon to Curzon Ashton. What did you make of that as a whole?
I thought we were doing pretty well up until the goal. First half was was pretty even. We definitely had the best of the opportunities and I thought we just looked like we had a bit more threat. Without creating those clear-cut chances. It was just either the timing of the pass or the first touch. But I was quite happy at half-time. They probably had the clearest chance right on half-time. Great ball by Spencer, and Buckley Ricks has put it over. But other than that, we defended really well. Really pleased with how we defended, because Curzon are very dangerous going forward. But we dealt with that really well and looked dangerous ourselves. So half time, thought it was a decent performance, and then second half, the goal that we conceded, and we've just sat and looked at it, because sometimes I don't want to go on back negative to lads, and we don't focus on negative. Sometimes you need to have a look and just see how games change with poor decision making, and it's probably just the naivety of the lads being young, and they don't understand sometimes the importance of little moments in games, and we've gone back and we've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 situations that could have stopped the goal. And people, probably won't have seen it, but there was 6 times we could have stopped that. We could have even been in a position where we had a chance to score. So we got to learn from that, and sometimes that's going to happen with young lads, and I accept that. But we need to learn from it. Willow, is gutted with what he did, and there's no excuse for that. And them being 1-0 up from a quickly taken free kick, which we give the ball back to them so they could take it, which meant that we weren't set up properly. But I still felt we were in the game at 1-0. I thought that we were still threatening. There were 2 or 3 opportunities where I thought we're more than in this game. And then uncharacteristically, Cal's passes the ball square straight to James Spencer, and he's in, and it's 2-0. So 2 big mistakes. They haven't carved us open. They haven't created. I don't think they created really a clear-cut chance up until then. And next minute you're 2-0 down with 10 men, and then it's going to be really tough from there. But we wanted to carry on and be positive, and we tried to be positive. But once you concede the third, again, another poor goal from us. Bad decision. We should have stood up, and we're trying to win the ball, and the step inside and to get the third. Then it's damage limitation, and just trying to see the game out.
In terms of the game, obviously the goal, the first one, seemed to fall against the run of play. The red card changed a lot of things, and like you say, a few uncharacteristic mistakes. Is it important now just to sort of reflect, draw a line through it, and move on to the next game?
100%. Look, we'll learn our lessons. We've got to look back at it, because it was a big game. But if things can't get worse, you think things can't get worse, and then Cal's had played 90 minutes, being sick throughout the game, and it's difficult, and it's tough, but sometimes you need to leave those players. And to be fair to him, he got through it. Obviously he's made the mistake for the goal, but around that he did he did really well for us. But the lad's really struggling, and we're just so stretched at this minute in time, and that's why I'm so gutted in that you know, even with the players out, there was nothing in the game. We were more than a match for Curzon, and that's a massive positive. I thought Harvey Smith and Murray Campbell were exceptional at the back against Jamie Spencer. You know, he's one of the best in the league, and they kept him quiet up until, you know, they went to 10 men. I thought they were superb for us. There was some really good performance. Again, Brandon was good and he was a threat. So, you know, there were still positives that came out of it. And if we can do that, and we can, you know, be in a nip and tuck game which just turns on one error, then when we get everybody back, and we've got, you know, we've got a set piece taker who's got the had the most assists out of the team. Then you got the person who scored a lot of goals and got the most expected goals in the team out the team. Then you got your 2 nines out the team. Then you got your playmaker out the team. You know, and you're still top of the league going into today. You know, people moan when they lose a striker in centre half, or, you know, or a couple of strikers. You know, we've lost seven what you call key players, and we're still where we are, and that's the real positive. I just wanted to get over. If we could just get over today's game, then and stay top of the league, then wow, we'd have done unbelievably, because we're hopeful that in 2 weeks' time, you know, the majority of these players will be back. At least 3, maybe 4 of them will be back. You know, they come back amongst the other lads. Then we've got a really strong squad, and you know, and just, you know, you just got to give a lot of credit to how well these lads have done. Forget the result today. Look at the league table. Look where we are in the league table, and for 9 games, you know, we've had an injury crisis, and we're still in there. Absolute massive credit. So we'll take the positives over the next couple of weeks, and you know, we'll go again, and you know, we'll still look to add. You know, we're still going to look to add to the squad, because, you know, financially we haven't, you know, budget wise, you know, we're probably on less than we were last season. So we've not spent that little bit of extra money yet. So, you know, we still got that in the bank if we need it. So there's a lot of positives, and it's a big positive to see how many fans stay behind to clap us off. You know, that means a lot, you know, because you know, it's tough, and it's tough for these lads, and knowing that everybody's still behind, and when we do get beat at home, it's very easy for people to go off and not stand behind it. You know, that was the most pleasing thing for today, and that just shows everybody's together. But, you know, credit to Curzon. I don't want it to go, you know, amiss. Credit to Curzon. You know, they were well in the game before, you know, the mistakes, and they've punished us, and that's, you know, that's ruthlessness from them. You know, and I think you look, they've got that little bit of experience now. You know, a few of those lads have been together for a long time, and it was almost the same team that played us, apart from the keeper, that played us in the playoff. You look at our team. I don't know how many actually played in that playoff game. Not so many. So that's the difference. You know, that can be a big difference. But credit to them. Credit to Craig. He's doing a fantastic job with them. You know, they're going to be up there at the end of the season. But I believe we will be as well.
Yeah, and obviously moving on now, next week, a different kind of test. Warrington Rylands, the FA Trophy. We all know how that went last season, getting all the way to play Solihull Moors. And I guess a week now to rest, recuperate, recharge, and maybe change things up a little bit for Neil Reynolds' side.
Yeah, definitely. Look, we'll definitely be making change. Hopefully 1 or 2 of the lads might be back and manage to get 45 minutes or 60 minutes in that game. So we'll be using that as well to try and get 1 or 2 back, give 1 or 2 opportunities, give 1 or 2 a rest. You know, George Aubrey's been playing through an injury, which again is credit to him. So, you know, he desperately needs a rest. I think, you know, Warren Clark again, you know, he's played every minute. You know, his stats are like a joke. Probably he needs a rest. So, you know, Mo has played a lot of minutes again. So, you know, we'll have a look at it. Just getting that break now, this free week, and then another free week the following week, has probably come at a really good time for us. You know, and we've got to make the most of that and make sure we come back raring to go against at Warrington Rylands, and then, you know, ready for our next league game away at Hereford.